Hello and welcome to Unacademy IAS, a one-stop destination for all the English medium civil services aspirants. On the 6th of October, there was a public spat between the CEO of Ola Electric Company and the comedian Mr. Kunal Kamra. Following this, on the 7th October, when the stock market opened, the market prices of Ola company took a hit and slid by 8%. And on the same day, the Central Consumer Protection Authority CCPA has issued a show cause notice to the Ola Electric Company and has sought clarification from the company in the next 15 days. On the 8th October, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Roadways, Transportation and Highways also stated that the ministry has received lot of complaints regarding the quality of the scooters sold by the Ola company, and the ministry is considering taking certain action against the company. And while all of this was happening, the representative or the head chairperson of the CCPA also stated that it is considering initiating a class action suit against Ola company. In this video, let's try and understand what are all the important concepts that are being discussed in the recent days in the context of Ola Electric Vehicle Company. But before that, we at Unacademy are offering the courses for purely English medium students as well as Hindi medium students, and even to those students who want to learn in bilingual, that is Hindi as well as English, at a price of 24,999. At this particular price, you will get access to all the classes that we are taking for the civil services examination. You'll also get access to the test series for both prelims as well as mains examination, and you will also get access to our mentorship services. If you're interested, please do get the details which are provided in the descriptive section, or else you can give a call on this particular number. Now let me begin the discussion. The Ola Electric, the company was established or set up in the year 2017. And following this, from the year 2021, the company started manufacturing as well as selling the electric scooters in India. This company has the highest market share in India. Until very recently, the amount of market share it had was around 40%. But according to the latest data which has been published in various sources, the market share of the company has decreased from around 39% to around 34% in the recent months. And that is exactly visible in this particular graphical representation. In fact, for the month of August, the company has sold one of the lowest numbers of electric scooters, which is somewhere around 27,000 vehicles in the month of August. Now, the reason behind this, many of the experts state that the number of vehicles they are selling in the initial period after the launch was very higher. They were able to acquire the largest market share, but following this, customers have been facing a lot of issues in terms of quality of the electric scooter, the services which are essentially very important whenever you purchase a product. There is a lot of delay in terms of providing, let's say, the services which are provided. Lot of waiting is also required for the customers. So citing many of these issues, many customers have approached the government, many customers have approached regulatory authorities, and they have also vented out their anger, their displeasure regarding the quality of the product in different public platforms. And all of this has actually culminated into the number of vehicles being sold by this company coming down. And on the other side, the companies such as TVS is starting to pick up and starting to get more market share. Same thing can be said regarding Bajaj or Honda for that matter. They have started to pick up more and more market share in the recent months. According to data The Ola Electric has sold around 6.8 lakh electric scooters since its inception and has only around 430 plus service stations which are spread across India. The pressure on the services is so high that on day-to-day basis, it has been seen that in some of the cases, that is in some of the cities, the number of service requests have been very high. In some of the cases, on day-to-day basis, they have been getting repair request or the service request to the extent of 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles. And this has actually led to a lot of backlog, lot of delays in providing services. Now, following this, like I said, a lot of customers have raised concern. In fact, the Central Consumer Protection Authority recently has stated that in the last 1 year, it has received more than 10,000 complaints. I'll repeat the statement. In the last 1 year, the Central Consumer Protection Authority has received more than 10,000 complaints. And this is one of the primary reasons why CCPA is considering starting or launching a class action suit against Ola Electric. Now let's try and understand what are the important points regarding the class action suit. But before that, what are the powers under which the Central Consumer Protection Authority is authorized to take such action? Please remember the numbers of the sections now. Section 18, very important. That is a Section 18 of the Consumer Protection Act of 2019. Section 20 of Consumer Protection Act of 2019 and the same act but section number 21. Now what are the importance of these three sections here? Section 18 basically provides the powers and talks about the functions of CCPA. Under this, the CCPA can start an inquiry on its own, that is suo motu, or after receiving certain complaints from the customers. When customers will file a complaint saying that their rights have been violated, they can start an inquiry against a company. Section 20 essentially provides certain powers to CCPA. That is, under the Section 20, CCPA can direct a particular company which has sold the products to basically recall these faulty products which have been sold to consumers. And Section 21, important because under this, it provides the authority to CCPA to impose penalties on the seller. The penalties imposed can go up to even 10 lakh rupees. Now, these are certain very important sections. Please remember this. Now, going to the next concept, that is the class action. Like I said earlier, the CCPA is considering launching a class action suit against the Ola Electric. Now, what is this concept of a class action? Now, this idea of a class action earlier in India was not present. In fact, in the year 2016, Government of India introduced the concept of a class action under Section 245 of Companies Act of 2013. And it is not only provided under the Companies Act of 2013, it is also provided under the Consumer Protection Act. Consumer Protection Act of 2019, that is under Section 10 subsection 1. Now, what is essentially a class action? Imagine here is a company. The company is selling a product, faulty product to multiple customers. Individually, the customer might find it very difficult to file a case and fight a case against this large company. Now, in such cases, all these customers who are facing issues will come together and will simply file one case, collectively will file one case against this powerful or a very large company. This is essentially called as a class action suit. The concept of class action suit is new to India, but it is one of the ways through which the customers, or let's say certain sections of consumers or the employees, will fight against their company or a supplier in the Western market. In fact, in recent times, there is an Indian company, software company by the name of Cognizant. there is a class action suit which has been filed against Cognizant in the United States of America, where the employees of USA, more than 2,000 employees, have come together. And their argument is Cognizant, whenever they are hiring people, they have a biased approach. They want to hire more and more Indian employees rather than a foreigner employee. So again, a class action suit is being filed against an Indian company in USA. In the context of India, this idea of a class action was introduced in the year 2005 through a committee recommendation headed by J.J. Irani. Remember the name? J.J. Irani, where basically it recommended that class action suit must be provided under the sections of the Companies Act. Now, essentially what happens under the class action is the CCPA, on behalf of the customers, on behalf of the buyers, can approach court, judiciary and file a complaint against Ola Electric. And the impact of this will be, if a class action suit is filed and orders are issued, awards are issued by the judiciary, then the awards issued might even go beyond 10 lakh rupees. Because under the section 21 of CCPA, essentially the amount of penalty imposed will be up to 10 lakh. But when it is a class action suit, individual demands, that is individually how much should be allocated to the customers, will be pooled together and the amount will be much larger than 10 lakh rupees as well. This is one very important point. Please make a note of this. In addition to this, I said the Ministry of Road Transportation and Highways has stated that they are looking into certain allegations against this particular company. And please remember this, under the Motor Vehicles Act, under Motor Vehicles Rules. So under Motor Vehicle Rules, this ministry has an authority to issue an order to the Ola Electric company, asking them to basically recall all the faulty vehicles which have been sold by the company to the customers in the Indian market. And the story doesn't end at this particular point. The issue is also that Ola Electric has been a beneficiary. It has been a beneficiary of multiple incentives or subsidies which are issued by Government of India. For example, there is a FAME initiative, faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, FAME 2. There is EMPS. There is also PM E-Drive, which is being implemented now. And in addition to this, there is also production linked incentive. So multiple types of incentive schemes or subsidy schemes have been implemented, are being implemented by the government through different ministries. Ola Electric has received subsidies and incentives under all of these schemes. Now the issue is that if the company is found to be violating many of the guidelines or the provisions of Government of India, and it is not providing quality product to the customers, and if the government comes to this particular decision, then the amount of subsidy or the incentives which are being issued to the company might be stopped, might be curtailed by the government. Because as of now, no doubt the image of the company to a certain extent has taken a hit, and that was reflected by the dip in the market prices of the Ola shares once the notice was issued, once the market opened up on Monday, etc. But so far, as of now, there has been no action taken by anybody in the Indian economy, that is through regulators, which has had actually the impact on the financials of the company. And if the situation continues and the government decides to curtail or basically reduce or simply stop the amount of subsidies given to this company, then this will have a direct impact on the market prices of the products that they're selling. And this, in turn, will have a huge impact on the bottom line, essentially the profits or the revenues generated by the company. So you'll have to wait and see in the coming days what kind of reply will be provided by Ola Electric to the authority, that is to CCPA, and whether the Ministry of Road Transportation and Highways, and CCPA will basically go forward and file a class action suit against Ola Electric. So these are certain important points regarding the issue of Ola Electric as well as the customers' grievances against the products, that is the scooters which are sold by Ola Electric to them. If you like this initiative, do hit the like button. And if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly do it now. Thank you. Have a great day.